Hey guys, so yeah, the holidays happened, so it was busy time and didn't get even a second to sit down and make a video. So I do apologize for that, but I wanted to do this video on something that I wanted to wait to review. I wanted to try it out because it had been the first time I tried it and I wasn't sure if I was going to like this product or not. So I gave it some time. I think it's been 2 weeks, maybe a little more. So it's actually a new hair color that I tried out. It is henna, and I'd never tried henna before in my hair. And I was nervous about it. I did not film it because I didn't know what I was doing. I watched a million videos, so I had like a plan, but I was so nervous that I didn't want to videotape it. So I did take pictures along the way. Hopefully those will help you guys. But the place I got my henna from was Amazon, and I got it for, I believe, between $8 or $9, and then with shipping it came to 13 something. But yeah, the one that I grabbed, and there are very few reviews online about this one, is called the Henna Guys. So I went off of the Amazon reviews, and there were some really good ones. So I decided to give it a try, and they have this color called Deep Red, which is exactly what I've been looking for. And I wanted, like in the picture, it's kind of that like pinky red that most of the reds that you find in the store look like. I wanted an orangey red. Not many people want that, but I did. I wanted the more natural coppery colors to come out. The picture that you find on Amazon, the girl, she's got her hair in an updo kind of thing. That is the color I've been looking to color my hair.
And it's chemical-free, PPD-free, metallic salts-free, ammonia-free, pesticides-free, peroxides-free, preservatives-free, cruelty-free. So it all sounded really great to me.
And the reviews were really, really good. I don't know a ton about henna. I'm going off of watching a lot of videos. I could get stuff wrong. I'm just going to relate to you guys what I remember. But from what I gather, you should make sure that if you get a henna that doesn't have, I think it's the metallic salts, because if you get those, you won't be able to color over it ever. And I know people say you shouldn't color over henna ever, but something said that if you get one that has metallic salts, that it does something terrible to your hair if you try to color over it. I don't know. People don't recommend you color over henna anyways. If you try to bleach it out, it's not going to be pretty and it's going to destroy your hair. It's a pretty good commitment that you have to do, and it was really hard for me to decide to do this, but my hair was becoming fried because it was blonde for so long, and then I wanted it red, and then that last hair color really kicked its butt, and I couldn't put any more chemicals on it, but it was such an ugly color that I had to put something on my hair. So henna was my choice because there's no chemicals, obviously. It's good for your hair. It's not bad at all. It coats your hair. Just everything about it sounded like a good option at this point. So I'll show you the before of what my hair looked like with the washed out yucky version of what I had done a couple weeks before that. Literally, it was only like a couple weeks that I had that color in, and I only washed it like 2 or 3 times, and this is what my hair looked like. So it looked disgusting and gross, and I hated it, and yeah, that's why I ended up getting this. So, what I did, the thing I really like about this is you use it on clean, dry hair. I love that. I love that I don't have to wait for my hair to be all greasy and crappy when I color it. It says to mix henna with just enough warm tap water, about 1.25 cups to 1.50 cups of water per 100 grams until you get a pudding-like consistency. I didn't even measure out anything. You literally just pour some water in. But what I did from going through other people's videos is I used, you can use a tea that has hibiscus as the first ingredient, so they recommend using red zinger. I didn't have red zinger. I had raspberry zinger, which I thought, you know, still has hibiscus. Any of the zinger teas, that's what they are. So I made some raspberry zinger tea and I used it as the water. So the red zinger tea, or raspberry zinger in my case, what it does is it enhances the red tones in your henna. So I really liked that. The raspberry smelled really good. This stuff, everybody describes henna as like a plant smelling thing and like all this other stuff. As soon as I started mixing it, I knew exactly what it smelled like. To me, this stuff smells like hay. Straight up hay. I'm a country girl. I grew up near farms. I grew up near a wheat field. This stuff smells like hay, and I really liked it. Some people would not like that smell. But I can tell you right now, that's exactly what it smells like. And I absolutely love it. It's like a calming thing for me because it reminds me of home. I live in a city now and nowhere near hay, and I just love the smell of it. It mixes into like a mud consistency. I'll be putting pictures in here along the way. Now, because I was terrified my hair was going to turn orange, I did a strand test for the first time in my life. I have never done a strand test before on any box color. I've never been scared, not once, but this stuff, because it's such a commitment and taking it out is supposed to be really hard, I did a strand test. I didn't want to have pumpkin hair and then not be able to do anything about it. That was terrifying. So I did do a strand test. I just did the front piece, and I'll show you guys what it looked like. I left that in for probably about 2 hours, I would say, and then washed it out, and it was deep red. So at that point, I was just super excited. I was ready. And by the way, the strand that I did was blonde. It had washed out enough that that piece was pretty much just blonde again. So I did it on the lightest part of my hair in order to make sure that nothing was going to turn bright orange. So I ran out of space on my memory card. Basically, all I did was take 3/4 of the package, mix it with the raspberry zinger tea till it was like pancake batter-ish. Then I waited a half hour, did my strand test, then I left it for 2 hours because I was waiting for my strand test to develop, and then washed that out and then just put it all over my hair. So with this one, you can put it in after a half an hour, but I waited 2 hours just because I did the strand test. It didn't cause it any problems. Some people use their henna overnight. I don't know if you can do that with this one or if it makes a difference. I don't really know what the difference in those ones are or not. But when I went to put it in, it had thickened up a little bit. So it wasn't the consistency I would have wanted it to be. I probably should have just added a little bit more tea at that point, but I didn't, and it just worked with it. I actually watched this one woman's video on YouTube about how she puts it on her hair, and she basically starts kind of here and in the back kind of crownish area, and she just takes a piece there, puts the henna on it, and then twists it kind of into a bun, and then as she takes pieces she wraps it to make a larger bun, and basically her whole head's just like one big bun, and it actually sits there nicely. It doesn't move, and it really helps you see where you've put the henna already and where you haven't. So if I can find that video, I'll link that below. She gives a lot of information about henna in the video, so she's actually a really good one to watch. Seeing how I don't know a ton, this is my very first time. The thing is, the gloves they give you in this one suck, so get your own gloves, because these ones, because it's such a like sticky mud, and they're like those cheap, really light plasticky gloves, like worse than most hair dyes that I've used, most box dyes. It's such, like, they don't fit tight to your hands at all. They're just loose, and the mud kept pulling them off of my hand. It was extremely frustrating. I should have just went and got my other ones, but I just kept using them. I didn't care. But it's a pain in the butt to use those gloves. They are complete crap. You want to get your own gloves. So once I had my whole head wrapped up, I should have a picture here of that. Then I went ahead, and you're supposed to put a shower cap over your head or saran wrap. Well, I put the shower cap over my head and it hurt. And the shower cap seemed like it was fine. Maybe it wouldn't bother other people, but for some reason it was hurting and kind of scraping, and it was kind of tight, and it was really uncomfortable. So I ended up taking the shower cap off and just using saran wrap around my head. And then I left that on, I believe, for, it tells you to leave it on for at least, I think, 2 to 3 hours. So I put it on around 5:30, and I left it on till 12, so that's like 6 to 7 hours that I left it on for. And then I went ahead and by then it had like hardened a little bit, but it was still just like a thick mud. And I totally missed the part where it tells you to use 3/4 of the package if you have like medium length hair. Well, I would call my hair medium length, and even if it's not, it's very thin. I used a whole package. I ended up using a whole package. I had to mix the other part. So that's one thing to remember. Even though I have very thin hair, I would say that this is, to me, medium length. It's not really long. But I didn't end up using the whole package. So, yeah. And then when I went to rinse it out, I listened to somebody on YouTube had said what they do is fill the tub with water and dunk their head in, so it loosens it up a little bit before you just start spraying. And so that's what I did. I loosened it all up. I just kept my head over it and just loosened it, and it came out pretty easily. It was like a 20-minute process, which it says that it will be. It's a lot harder to get out than hair dye, of course. It's like getting mud out of your hair, and the tub is like filled with like bright red. It looks like there was somebody murdered in your bathtub. I did use cold water to rinse it so that it ran slightly clear. It ends up running out kind of like a yellowy color. It doesn't keep running out red. It runs out like a yellowy orangey color. It definitely keeps running afterwards. So I used a dark towel and just left that on my head until it soaked up a lot of the liquid, and this was the result. So I absolutely loved the color it came out as. Absolutely loved it. And I am now hooked on henna. Of course, my roots are dark. They're going to be dark. As it comes in, they're going to be dark. Haven't decided quite what I want to do with that. Now, when it comes to henna guys and like getting it off of Amazon, I didn't order it from their website. I ordered it off of Amazon. It came super quickly. It says that it will come in like 2 weeks or something. I think it came in like 3 days or something like that. It was really, really quick. So I was very impressed with that. The gloves are crap. The shower cap I didn't like. But the quality of this henna is really, really good. Now, for running out of your hair, I wash my hair once every 2 days. So if I've had it in for 2 weeks, I'd probably wash my hair about 7 times. And this is the color it's turned. It's obviously lightened up a lot, but here's the thing that I like. It may have lightened up, but it's turned like a nice coppery color. It didn't turn a dull, crappy color that I'm embarrassed to have in my hair. It didn't turn like pumpkin orange or something ridiculous. It's kind of more like a natural color. It stays bright and shiny, and it's still nice looking. So it may fade, but it looks really nice, and the more layers, I'm told, the more layers you put on, the more it holds to your hair. So I have ordered another pack of this. If you guys would like me to do a video on me actually doing it and not just the pictures, I can do that. But I love it. I absolutely love this color. This shade that it's turned, it's kind of cool because every time I wash my hair, it's like I have a different shade of red, and I haven't hated it once. Every time it comes out a nice new coppery type shade, and it hasn't bothered me at all, any of the fading. The one thing that has bothered me, and it was in the reviews on Amazon, is the fact that it does run a lot. So if I went into a pool, there's a good chance that it's going to be real obvious that I have like a hair dye in my hair, because this stuff just runs out into the water. And even now, after 7 washes, it still runs. And like even today, I put a towel around my head and some of my hair was down, I guess, around the sides of my face, and I left the towel on, and when I went to move the towel, along the side of my face had colored orange from the henna running onto my forehead, even like 7 washes in. So that part does suck, but I just put, literally when I wash my hair, I put the towel over my head and I leave it on my head until it's dry. So as long as you keep your hair off your face until it's dried a bit. I mean, not dry, but as long as it's not dripping anymore, it's fine. And the color to me is worth it. The fact that it lasts so much better is worth it. I still use cold water to try to keep it as long as I can, but I'm definitely very impressed with this product. I truly recommend this product if you guys are looking for something that isn't going to damage your hair, doesn't smell horrible. I could play with my son the whole time. I mean, it takes a long time of your, like, it takes a huge amount of your day unless you just do the 3 hours. I chose to leave it on longer in hopes that it would darken it more. But with my son, I could play with him, and when I have the chemical color in, I don't like playing around him because it's strong, and I'm worried, like, even though it's covered, it could get on him. This is just so much easier for me. So if you guys are looking to try something that's not going to fry your hair, I recommend this henna. It's the only kind I've tried so far. It's deep red, and again, if you guys have any questions or comments, or you'd like to see a video on me actually putting this product in, just let me know below. And if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching.